Widely regarded as the best-looking game in the KOF series, KOF XIII boasts some of the most beautiful and stunning ultimate moves in the franchise. These moves, known as Neomax Supers, have greatly benefited from the game's gorgeous HD 2D sprites, etching themselves into our memories with their incredible detail and breathtaking settings. Today we're counting down the 10 most visually appealing ones based on your votes and preferences. Without further ado, here are the top 10 best looking Neomax Supers in KOF XIII. Starting big with the game's main villain, Psyche. Despite his handsome and delicate physical appearance, Psyche is a cruel and ruthless monster who despises humans and shows no mercy towards them. This feature is best showcased in his Neomax Super, Kasumi, which means Thin Fog. In this move, Psyche reverts to his true monstrous form, abandoning his human appearance. He unleashes countless dark projectiles that fill the entire screen, turning it completely black. Only his sinister laughter and the screams of his victim can be heard. When the screen returns to normal, Psyche has already reverted to his human form. This super highlights just how cruel and powerful Psyche can be when he gets serious, making it highly deserving of a spot on this list. From ancestor to descendant, our next entry features the saga's main protagonist, Ash Crimson. In KOF XIII, Ash abandons his Sans-Culotte Super in favor of his Neomax Fructidor. This move sees him utilizing the stolen power of Iori's purple flames to devastating effect. Ash grabs his opponents and engulfs them in a massive geyser of purple flames, a move that strongly echoes Iori's own super from KOF 2003. This not only pays homage to the series lore, but also seamlessly integrates it into the gameplay, which is what makes it truly remarkable. At the end of KOF XI, Ash successfully steals Iori's flames, which is why he wields them in 13, while Iori enters the tournament without his signature power. The lore continuity is a brilliant touch, adding depth to both the character and the storyline. By the end of KOF XIII, Ash restores the stolen power to their original owners, making it unlikely that we'll ever see this spectacular super again in future titles. This fleeting nature adds a unique charm and significance to Fructidor, solidifying its deserving place on our list of best-looking Neomax Supers. Next up is Kula Diamond, whose max freeze execution is simply a sight to behold and one of the coolest supers in the entire series. Lame joke aside, it's the attention to detail that sets this super apart. Kula begins by sending out Diana for a lightning speed attack that throws the opponent into the air. Before they hit the ground, Diana strikes again on her way back. Then Foxy enters the stage and delivers her own attack. Once she leaves, Kula unleashes the full extent of her ice powers, freezing the entire screen. While not entirely original, as it can be considered an upgraded version of freeze execution from KOF XI, the inclusion of Foxy in the super is a delight touch. It reassures your fans that Foxy is still alive and adds a layer of narrative continuity to the move. The attention to detail makes this super so memorable, especially with the butterfly and bee silhouettes representing Diana and Foxy respectively. This meticulous craftsmanship in both design and execution solidifies Kula's max freeze execution as a standout Neomax super. Next on the list is Kim, whose Neomax Super in KOF XIII is the epitome of smooth and fluid animation. Kim winds up and then goes ballistic on the opponent with a very powerful flurry of kicks from both sides, moving so fast it gives the impression that there are two of him. The super culminates in a dramatic axe kick from above, with the action transitioning to slow motion to emphasize the sheer strength of his final blow. This super reappears in KOF XIV, but it just doesn't look as cool and smooth as it did in 13. One contributing factor might be the famous animation of Kim's pants in KOF XIII, which adds an extra layer of fluidity and beauty to every move. The attention to detail in his animation makes his Neomax Super not only a powerful attack, but also a visual treat, making it one of the standout moves in the game. One of Diamond's signature moves is his Joraishin, where he strikes the ground with his hands, causing a shockwave that hits any standing opponent. This move becomes a sneaky surprise when he pretends to use it to unleash his devastating Neomax Super Kyutendushi. In this super, Diamond sets up a counter by feigning a Joraishin. If an opponent strikes him during this move, he grabs them, slams them into the ground with immense force, and then hurls them into the air. As they descend, he raises his arms, and just before they crash back to the ground, he drives both hands into the floor, creating a massive fissure that launches the opponent once more. The true highlight of this move is the intense focus on Diamond's face as he gathers his strength before the final strike. His concentration is palpable, and this is emphasized by the fact that it's the first time in the series that Diamond opens his eyes, a visual cue that signals he is fully serious and committed to delivering the ultimate blow. You know things just got a lot more serious when Diamond opens his eyes. Let's stay with the counter supers and turn our attention to Elizabeth Neomax Super Étoile Filante. When timed correctly with an opponent's attack, Elizabeth disappears momentarily in a glint of white light. If she is struck during this brief window, she counters by filling the entire screen with a radiant, blinding light that incinerates her opponent. The sheer brilliance of the light engulfs the battlefield, making it a visual stunning move. This super is very reminiscent of Orochi's Return to Nothingness, another move that envelops the screen in damaging light. Despite my personal preference for her recent climax super in KOF XV, Étoile Filante remains a remarkable display of power and elegance. It perfectly complements Elizabeth's noble and high-value persona, showcasing her grace and strength in one dramatic and beautiful display. The attention to detail in the animation, from the initial glint of light to the overwhelming radiance, makes this super memorable and impactful. It reflects the sophistication and intensity that Elizabeth embodies, securing her place as one of the standout characters with a truly impressive Neomax Super. And now for a DLC character, and what a DLC it is. Mr. Karate, the alternate persona of Takuma, rarely shows up in games, so when he joined KOF XIII's roster in all of its HD sprite glory, he made one heck of an impact. His legacy as one of the strongest figures in Art of Fighting, Fatal Fury, and KOF is respected, as he is easily one of the top tier characters in 13 as well. His strength is best demonstrated in his Neomax Super, Kishin Sangageki. In this devastating move, Mr. Karate dashes toward his opponent and hits them with a powerful punch. He then conjures a fiery demon-like aura that looms behind him before delivering an overhead chop to his target. If you thought the normal version of Takuma was intimidating, then Mr. Karate will make you reconsider how truly strong this man is. The ferocity and power displayed in Kishin Sangageki highlights his fearsome strength and skill, solidifying his status as a top-tier fighter. This Neomax Super not only showcases his immense power, but also leaves fans hoping to see more of Mr. Karate in future games. The winner of the previous top 10 finds her way to the top 3 of this list. Athena, known for changing her appearance in every single game, shows up in a brand new outfit each time. In her Neomax Super in KOF XIII, just like in O2UM, she showcases all her costumes up to this game. In Psycho Medley 13, Athena dashes forward and then rushes down her opponent in a star shape while flipping through every costume she has worn in the series, transitioning from the oldest to the most recent. She then creates multiple clones of herself, each dressed as her ancestor Princess Athena, before unleashing a barrage of psycho balls with her friends. The final part of the super has two distinct variations, the armor outfit and the bikini outfit, which were the two iconic costumes of Princess Athena. My only complaint about this super is that Athena transitions from one costume to another so quickly that players might not realize what's happening. Despite this, the attention to detail and the nostalgia factor make Psycho Medley 13 an unforgettable super. The visual spectacle and the homage to her past appearances are the selling points of this remarkable move. Whenever there is a ranking about anything cool or attractive in KOF, it's unavoidable to include K-Dash. He was there in the top 10 best looking HSDMs in O2UM with his Crimson Star Road, and here he is once again in KOF XIII with his Neomax Super Hyper Chain Drive. This super remains a staple in his arsenal, appearing in both KOF 14 and 15. In Hyper Chain Drive, K-Dash punches the ground with his right hand, unleashing a massive pillar of flames that showcases the full extent of his fiery power. This move is kind of reminiscent of Terry's Power Geyser, except K-Dash's pillar of fire stays active for a much longer time, making it visually striking and powerful. To be honest, it's far from being my favorite super in the game, or even within K-Dash's repertoire. His HSDM from O2UM is much cooler in my opinion, but this is your ranking, and K-Dash undeniably has a flair that resonates with many fans. To its merit, the HD 2D sprite in KOF XIII is still the best version of this move and surpasses the recent iterations in terms of visual appeal. Before unveiling the number 1 spot, here are some honorable mentions. With an overwhelming vote that left no chance for all other contenders, EX Kyo's Neomax Super Saishu Kesen Hyogi is clearly and undeniably your favorite super in KOF XIII. So what makes this super so special? In my opinion, the most appealing aspect is its simplicity. The super starts like Kyo's 182 Shiki, but the twist comes when the screen turns black, leaving only the flame visible, along with Kyo's menacing voice as he gathers his power. Then, in the blink of an eye, he dashes toward his victim with a fiery punch, resulting in an immense explosion that turns the screen bright white, accompanied by Kyo's echoing scream, "Burn." If you think this move looks familiar, you're right. It's the same move that Kyo used to defeat Orochi in the climactic battle at the end of KOF 97. Simple, yet insanely impactful. Beautiful, while intimidating. Saishu Kesen Hyogi stands out among all other contenders on this list by a large margin, and that's why it's the best looking Neomax Super in KOF XIII. What is your favorite Neomax Super in KOF XIII? Would you like to see some of these supers making a comeback in future games? I'd love to hear your thoughts and opinions in the comments section below. Special thanks to my patrons for their support. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and why not consider subscribing to the channel. Thanks for watching.